Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Monday Night Wellness Stories. I'm Sherry Danzig. Delighted to have you all here. We are here for one purpose only tonight, and that is to share some fabulous stories with these fabulous, very impactful technologies and products. It's all about creating a wellness environment where you live, where your family lives, where your fur babies live in some cases. So it's all about creating an environment that optimizes your health and well-being and helps to speed up your well-being when perhaps you fall down and go boom or something else is going on. So you're not going to hear explanations about the technologies, rather stories. So if you're listening to this and you have questions, get back to the person that shared this video with you if you're listening to it after the fact. But we meet every Monday night and invite you all to keep coming back and bringing guests so that we can continue to share how fabulous we have what we have to offer in terms of these technologies and the whole Nikken picture for that matter. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce this tonight. We're going to have one person who's going to share several stories. He is unique in that Ben Woodward is a top leader with the company. He's got a ton of consultants as part of his team, and he's been in the rare position of being the president of this company before he was in the field. So I know you've had tremendous amount of exposure to who Niken is and what we have to offer and all the benefits. And you've got a big family, Ben, so I'm
Mm.
sure you've got lots of personal and family stories that you can share. So I'm going to let you take it away and
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
yep.
The,
I don't know.
the
Outside of
hard
this,
thing I think with sharing stories with Nikin, as I'm sure many of you will relate, is trying to narrow it down when you got just a few minutes as to which ones you want to share. I want to start off. I do often go to this one because the Magflex to me is one of my favorite products. The reason for this, for those of you that don't, I think everyone here knows what the Magflex does. It's great for supporting for me at least, the lower back. Um, I had an experience a couple of years back where I was in the garden getting ready to mow the lawn, and I had one of those lawnmowers where you give it a yank like that to get it started. And my daughter was out in the garden playing at the time, and I'm just getting ready to start. I bend over, give it a big yank like that to get going. And just as I did that, I don't know what happened, but my lower back just went bam. And I just got this intense pain. It dropped me to my knees. It's kind of like in one foul motion. I kind of yanked back, went like that, dropped to my knees, and just fell on the floor. And I was like, my daughter, the poor thing, thought I was having a heart attack because she just heard me yell out in pain and then saw me drop to the floor. It took me a while to get up. Needless to say, I didn't cut the grass that afternoon, but I was in absolute agony. From time to time, for whatever reason, my back goes out. And maybe I slept. I'm getting to that age where maybe it just happens because I slept funny, and you wake up and go, what's going on with my back now? But I got the Magflex. I put it in the seat of my pants, just across my lower back like that. And the warmth that it generates when it stays there for a bit of time, and the magnetic energy with the Dynaflux technology, which is a really deep, penetrating magnetic energy, just absolutely worked wonders. I'm thrilled to say whenever I have my back go out like that, and certainly in this instance, it certainly, at least for me, feels to accelerate the recovery process, provides wonderful sense of relief, and helps me get my mobility back real quick. I've got a couple of stories around that one. My sister came over from Australia, was visiting us, and she took a tour all over the place, but also has lower back problems. And her concern was, am I going to be able to handle all of this travel, walking around with my back being what it is? I gave her one of the back flexes, the Magflex, to put on her lower back as well. And she came back from that trip having traveled all over the place, on and off trains and on and off planes and all that kind of thing, and walking thousands of steps a day as she's kind of exploring and sightseeing and what have you. And she came back and was like, I could not have had that trip if it wasn't for the Magflex. It just would not have worked. And so I've got uh, a deep love for the Magflex, for what it's done for me, for my family. Another product I wanted to share, another story. Um, my Kenzen Vital Balance. I absolutely love the Kenzen Vital Balance. Um, I always tend to use it with Siaga. It just works with the great having, and this is just as a sidebar. One of the things that I love about many Nikken products is how they work together. And you can use multiple products to have a richer, deeper experience. So I always use this with the Super Siaga. It gives a wonderful flavor. A little bit of coconut milk versus water. I love the coconut milk that goes with it, and occasionally a banana to thicken it up if it is going to be a meal replacement versus simply a shake. But the reason I like that, I'm going to combine this with jade green zymes as well, because one of the benefits for me is I often I've got a very sensitive stomach, and it kind of turns on me and becomes my enemy very quickly sometimes and very unexpectedly. And I find when I use these products together on a consistent basis, it's not a take it for a moment and it has a great effect. You've got to use it over time, right? But when I use them on a consistent basis, I find the acidity in my stomach diminishes wonderfully. The bloating goes away, which is great because often I get bloated really easy. I don't know what is in my diet that makes that happen, but there is something. But I know that it's countered when I have my jade green zymes and my Kenzen Vital Balance. It just counteracts that bloated experience, settles the stomach. And again, if my stomach is really bad, I do get the Magflex out and put it on my stomach as well. And that works a treat. But I love this because one, I love the taste of the Vital Balance. Many protein-based shakes, people are concerned about chalkiness or the flavor is problematic. The fact that it's organic, I think, is wonderful. That it's sweetened naturally with stevia, I think, is great. But I think it's got a great taste when you mix it with Siaga. And so it's got a great flavor. It makes it very easy to use. I've got a weakness for food, right? So, and sometimes the wrong foods. And so one of my struggles is I don't like going on diets. I find them difficult to stick to. But I do find the secret for me is finding something that can integrate into your life seamlessly and consistently. And Kenzen Vital Balance does that. It's the same with Jade Green Zymes. I combine this, of course, with Siaga, and this, of course, comes with the Pine Mag water. So again, you're kind of multiplying your effect. But like I said, it's a simple testimonial. When I say the benefits to me are, it reduces the bloating, it eases the acidity in my stomach, it makes it feel less hostile. Every now and then, my stomach feels angry with me. It removes that sensation and it makes it feel just at ease. And that's just a little thing for some people. But for me, that's really huge. I appreciate the effect that it has because I can literally feel that. And of course, if I am going to use it to get my weight back in shape, then I can use it as a meal replacement, and it works, like I said, really comfortably. So on a consistent basis, I love this for what it does, just to making my stomach feel better and be more my friend. And those are my testimonials for today. I find it hard sometimes to narrow it down because I think maybe the air purifier. I've got loads of stories with that. My son has got terrible allergies, especially when all the pollen's coming out, and he has the air purifier in his bedroom, and it just works an absolute treat for him. And that's been a lifesaver for us, especially for my son with all of those allergies. It's been fantastic. So yeah, I could go on and on with my love for all the different products, but I'll stop there. But absolutely wonderful products to share.
Thank you for sharing all of those. I love the fact that you talked about the simplicity, and
Mm,
it's not those are not small things. I mean, to feel better, to calm down an angry stomach, um, to have a meal replacement that you actually enjoy, that's simple, and you're
Yeah,
adding all this other nutrition. I mean, this is what we're all about. It's about
yeah,
preventative habits that are simple to
yeah.
follow.
Can I?
We don't even
Yeah,
know what it's doing.
yeah. Let me add one quick thought because I failed to mention this. One of the things that's really important for me with the J Greenzymes, the Siaga, the Kenzin bottle balance, they're organic,
Mhm.
and that is huge. And I'll tell you something. Coming from the UK, obviously I've moved to America because I love the country, right? So this isn't a criticism; it's an observation. I love living here. But one of the big differences that I've noticed is all the preservatives and chemicals that are in American food.
Oh, yeah.
It is ridiculous, the amount of preservatives and chemicals that we are bombarded with. And the convenience of fast foods and all the wrong foods and that type of stuff means we're putting a lot of bad stuff in our bodies all the time, right? Or at least have easy access to that. It's certainly, again, if you're talking about habits, there's some very easy habits to slip into. Uh, Organic really helps to combat that in a very, very positive way. And of course, organic's good for the planet as well in all the development processes. So, but yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that's a really important point to add there. Is it's a good counter for all of the preservatives and bad stuff that is so accessible and so easy to consume.
Mhm. Yeah, and if at least if you can clean up some of the meals, then you have a little bit more wiggle room for another meal. It's like
Yeah,
none of us are saying we're going to be perfect 100% of the time.
yeah,
It's not that. It's doing a lot of the right things as much as possible that
yeah,
creates the we're on the happy side of a healthy lifestyle. So
yeah.
great.
It's for me, it's balanced because, like I said, food is certainly a weakness of mine. But this helps me feel a little better about some of my habits and helps me feel a little bit more in control. And it has some good side effects that just make me feel better. So it's
Yeah,
good.
great. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for being on tonight, and excited to share with you next week as well. So come on back and bring some guests.
Cool. Take care, everyone.
Bye, everyone.